Oh, hello everyone. Welcome back to this episode of Bitcoin Trade. Today I'm going to go over some, a short uh, chart analysis, just on price alone, no lines. And then I'm going to go back to this book here, Get Real, by Philip Zaha. I guess that's how you say it, I'm not sure. So anyways, let's go on to the, let's look at the chart real quick, alright? So basically, New York proposed state regulations has been put out, and a lot of people have been complaining about it. So, anyways, they got a complaint because when they read it, and I've mentioned this in my previous video, that it looks like anybody who ever you know interacts with Bitcoin in any way seems to require a bit license. But if you see my previous episode, you know that's completely not true. People who want to do this for someone else, for another person, you all have to get a bit license. I would even recommend, if there was any changes or any proposals, this is what I propose. How about any business or any New York resident that want to handle Bitcoins in any which way has to get a bit license, but only if you're in New York or a New York resident. You have to get a bit license. But if you're passing through, or you're not a New York resident, you don't need a license. That's what I say. And I would say it's only exclusive to within New York. If I was going to change anything, like people are so worried about it, I would just make one change. That change would be, first of all, you have to be in New York, okay? And you have to be a New York resident. And you all need to get a license to operate within your state. But if that was true, I would suspect that what would happen would be like a lot of people leaving New York with their money, or they would be in New York, or how about this? They would be a resident of another state, but really be in New York. So I don't know. A lot of weird things going to happen, but we'll see what happens. All I know is from what I've read, I don't need a license, and I don't ever intend on getting a license. So, anyways, so not much reaction. If you look at this is on the 12-hour, and this is Coinbase. Not much reaction, either up or down. It just flatlined, and so as far as the effects of New York regulations, New York State regulation, doesn't seem to appear to have any effect whatsoever. I think what it's really going to do is it's not going to have. It's going to be like the same. There's going to be no U.S. exchange. There's going to be no that's about it. I think there's just going to be no U.S. exchange. That's probably what's going to happen if there is a U.S. exchange. It's probably not going to get a lot of it's probably not going to get a lot of action. It might. Who knows? Depends how they change the rules. So if they can work with it to the point where some kind of an exchange will be open in the U.S., I think that would be great. But if it's too difficult, you probably won't see. You'll probably see more of the same, which is no U.S. exchange. Everything will be done outside the U.S. and people within the U.S. will have access to it, especially in New York. And I don't know how you can regulate that. I really don't. So, anyways, good luck with that. I already made my comments on the video, previous video on it. So I think Canada's going to do the same thing, which probably won't really affect me at all. Again, I won't require any license. So, anyways, as you can see on the price here, it's not going to make a difference because the price didn't even move. It didn't even really do anything on that whole thing. It just really pissed off a lot of people who already have Bitcoins or are using Bitcoins, or businesses that wanted to get into that space that already invested a lot of money and time. They're just really pissed. Maybe some are happy. I don't know. But so far, as price-wise, it hasn't done much. And so I'm going to go ahead and just look at the price analysis here. Let me see here, of Bitstamp at 620, Bitsy at 614, and Bitfin at 620 as well. So Bitsy, okay. So Bitstamp, Bitfin, and then Coinbase has paired up, and I noticed, you know, this is pretty late at night. It's probably afternoon Asia to very early morning in Germany, and I've noticed that the prices between these three exchanges, Coinbase, Bitfin, and Bitstamp, seem to pair, and then the Chinese exchange and Bitsy, and to a certain degree Bitfin, they seem to move in conjunction but not pair up, if that makes sense. And so as you see, the Chinese here converted to US dollars is lower than Bitfin, but in between Bitfin and Bitsy, all these three are paired up, these three being Bitfin, Bitstamp, and Coinbase. And so when I see this, it seems like a typical pressure to move up. It just seems like it's just built up momentum to go up, just the way Bitcoins are designed. You know, over time, it's just harder and harder to get, and more money and more resource has to be put into getting those Bitcoins, extracting those Bitcoins, right? And so you're just seeing a natural phenomenon of price appreciation, in my opinion. Now, of course, I don't know when that's going to happen. I know it will happen. Question is, you know, is it just going flat to go down, just to go back up higher later? Like, how long is this going to last? So I don't know. You just got to keep watching. That's all I got to say. So in any case, what I'm looking at here, just on Coinbase, and it's probably similar with all the other indices here, that what you're seeing is just a triangle being formulated here, and at some point, as this triangle gets smaller, the prices, you know, the price movement is getting narrower and narrower and narrower and narrower. I guess it's just how you feel. Do you feel like it's going to go up, or it's going to go down? And I guess only time will tell. But I'm just giving you ideas. So get your positions ready. Get your stops and limits ready, so when the price moves, you can take advantage of the movement in price. So, alright, so that's just a quick wrap up. If you ask me, is it going to go up? I always say yes, because by the nature of how Bitcoins are created, mined, and used, their nature is to appreciate in value. So that's my quick answer. As far as is it going to go up right now, I don't know. So anyways, it's for you all to decide and trade. So now let's get back to this book here, Get Real, a philosophical adventure in virtual reality by Philip Zah. I think that's how you say it. I'm not sure. So far I'm almost done. If you could tell, it's almost right here. So um, I'm almost done, and I have to say I'm almost done with it. So I'll just talk about a little bit about it. Um, I'm at chapter 6, VR and the Destiny of Humankind. And interesting part about this is it does talk about the dark side, um, the dark side of cyberspace. So I think the author saved the best portion of what he's going to say about the whole virtual reality at the end on chapter 6. So you see the 6? 6, right? Chapter 6. And it almost ends at 6:6. Gets to 6:5, right? Well, anyways, um, I'm pretty much halfway into chapter 6, and so I'm pretty much at the end, and so I guess I could talk a little bit about this, and that um, I'm amazed. I really am. Uh, I'm glad I was able to find this book and read it, because it's helping me understand what the hell is going on. It put my mind at ease, because I think for a minute there, I really thought, I literally thought for a while, um, I was going crazy, because I could not explain or comprehend what was happening. And after a little research and reading this, I feel a little bit more at ease that I'm not crazy, because remember, this is all written before I even before Bitcoins were even created. So to experience this and then read about it from before Bitcoins ever came around, it's pretty strange, but at the same time it's enlightening, I guess. Very enlightening. I think for anyone who's thinking about getting into trading in Bitcoins should understand something about virtual reality, because Bitcoins don't come from this world, not that I know of anyway. It comes from virtual reality. It's a virtual currency, or if you want to call it digital currency, whatever. My point is that it came not from this physical world. And it's, I think if this gentleman, I have emailed this person, I've not gotten a bounce back, like it's a dead email. Maybe it is taking emails, but it's not being used or whatever. I did try to email this person in the back of the book. There is an email address right here. Oops, excuse me. Email address right here. And I don't know if this person's still using it or not. So it remains to be seen. And I wonder if this person, well, if he's still an assistant professor of philosophy at this college. I really doubt it. 15 years has gone by. I bet sometimes, after a certain amount of time, you just want to say, hey, it's time for me to move on. So I don't know if he's still in Allentown, Pennsylvania, but I might try to stop by and see if he's there or not. I don't know. I would like to get this book signed. But anyways, if anybody else knows about this person or knows where they are or knows how to get in contact, let them know. I'm reaching out through this medium to see if I can get the attention of Philip Zah, and maybe we can connect in the real world, in the physical world. But right now I'm just trying to connect through, virtual reality. All right. So if anybody knows anything about this person and how I can get in contact with this person, please make a comment, do a video response. If you can get Philip Zod to do a video response, that'd be awesome too. Anyways, excuse me. So after reading this book, I haven't completely finished, but after reading most of it, my mind is a little bit more at ease at what's happening, and that what I'm talking about and what I've been experiencing is real, is very real. And not only is it real, okay, you can get real with it. You can get very real, very, very real with your virtual reality. And, it talks a lot about other things too. I mean, it really gets philosophical. But it's also, how can I say, well, it's enlightening. Okay, I think everyone will get their own thing out of it, especially if you trade in Bitcoins and or if you've started trading Bitcoins and you just can't believe what's going on in your life or what's happening. This could be a good start to understanding, because for me, it's not just going into a virtual reality or making your virtual reality. It's also about bringing your virtual reality, a place where, for me, it's a place of absolute free will, and I'm co-creating in my virtual reality. And usually people go into virtual reality to free themselves, I guess, in some ways from the restrictions of this physical world, of whatever, gravity, social restrictions, political restrictions, whatever restrictions, legal restrictions. It's a way to escape from this physical world's restrictions and become free, and to create a world which I guess brings you pleasure, or makes you happy, or brings meaning to your life. And that's what it means to me. And so, but I don't know if this author knew at the time, but I'm talking about not only making that a virtual reality a place to go to be free from the physical restrictions, but also creating a world and then bringing that world to this physical world without the restrictions, without the restraints, without the enslavement, to be free, really free, not just in virtual reality, not just in your own mind or in your own little cyberspace or website, but to actually physically in this world to have absolute free will and be free from enslavement. So that's what it means to me anyways. But I would highly recommend anybody getting into Bitcoins to get an idea of what it's like to be in virtual reality, and the dangers of virtual reality, also the potential of virtual reality as well. And so, try, I guess, read the book. Apparently, if you can find a good used bookstore, it's about $2. And I would say have fun with it. And sometimes a lot of the stuff gets really crazy, but some of the stuff that I understand what he's talking about makes a lot of sense to me, and a lot of correlations of how and when he wrote this book to even my experience right now living life, or experiencing life, I should say, or experiencing virtual reality. So, anyways, again, if anybody knows how I can get in contact with this author, please let me know. Anybody out there, I'm reaching out. I'm going immortal. If you read this book, you would understand that. So, anyways, I guess this is gonna be it here. I'll end it off on looking at this book because I'm pretty much gonna be done with it. I'm probably not gonna talk about it, but unless I'm able to meet the author and get this autographed, that'd be awesome. So, anyways, great book, Get Real by Philip Zaw, right here, and a philosophical adventure in virtual reality. And you remember this is written back in like 1990s, probably late 90s. Well, it's 2014. We're in June 2014, and some of the stuff never came to fruition. Some of the stuff did in some sense, but by all accounts, Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies, how does that relate to what this is? That has led, Bitcoin has led me, or cryptocurrencies, virtual currencies, has led me to this. Now, after reading this, I kind of have to admit, I mean, there's something to what this gentleman has been writing about, and how I interact with Bitcoin, and how that has changed my life, and it could possibly change your life too. I really feel that way. And that's kind of the reason why I share in that experience. I want everyone to share in that experience because I think it's going to change your life. It may even free you from your enslavement. So, anyways, I guess that's it. I guess like, dislike, leave a comment or a video response. Until next time, stay tuned. Bye.